what advice will you give to the youth pertaining to sex?
Oh, interesting topic. Interesting topic. Okay. So, when it comes to sex, right, it's important to understand that sex is not just the few moments of pleasure that people are usually looking for. Now, you need to understand that sex comes with physical consequences, comes with emotional consequences, it comes with spiritual consequences for those of us who believe in, the spirit world. So it is important to understand that when you're looking at the physical consequences of sex, now for me, my advice is, that's my opinion. My advice is based on, first of all, my medical knowledge, okay, and also my stance as a Christian. So I want you to understand that when we look at the physical consequences from a medical perspective, when you're having sex, for women, you'll have a risk of becoming pregnant. Again, for both parties, male, female, you have a risk of getting sexually transmitted infections. For women, and even for men, you have a risk of trauma. Something like men having penile fractures during sex, it can happen. Women having tears, vaginal tears here and there, it can happen. Okay, these are some of the physical things that can happen during sex, especially for young people who are very adventurous and they want to experiment here and there, do kangaroo styles and things that nobody has ever experimented before, right? You're at risk of all these. You need to have that in your mind. Then we look at the emotional bit. We need to understand that, especially for women, when women are intimate with somebody, the body is designed to cause some form of bonding because there are hormones that are released during these activities. A classic one of them is what we call dopamine. Okay, dopamine gives you a good feeling. Then we have the likes of oxytocin. Oxytocin gives you the feeling of love. So women, when they are engaged in intimacy, will have these hormones coming in, making them feel good, making them feel loved. Then they begin to form a bond with the person. It's just a natural thing that happens. It's not like that for men entirely. Men take time to build these bonds. So a man can have sex with a woman and have no emotions at all. But women usually have some emotional connection once they have sex with somebody. So you need to have this in your mind that you would most likely form a bond, an emotional bond with a person. So you need to be sure, this person, am I ready to form this emotional bond with a person before you go ahead? Then we look at the spiritual bit. For we Christians, we believe that sex outside of marriage is wrong. I'm sure other religions also probably believe same. And even if you are married, sex outside of your marriage is still wrong, right? So it's very, very important that young people understand what they are getting into when they decide to engage in sexual activity. I always say that my best advice to any young person who is listening to me, if you ask me what my advice for you is about sex, please, abstinence. Just abstain and be free. It comes with so much freedom and peace of mind. You don't have to worry. There are no pregnancy scares. You are not busy checking if you have HIV or you have hepatitis or you have gonorrhea or syphilis. You are not worried about falling in love with somebody you shouldn't fall in love with. So many things. And then, of course, you're not feeling guilty that God is looking at you with one eye. All those things. So it's very important that as a young person, if you can, okay, which you should, be able to just abstain and be free. Then for people who are married, who are still young people, people are young and they're married and they still like to explore. Their marriage doesn't stop them from, exploring. For such people, I'm going to tell you that please practice what we call mutual monogamy, where your partner is your spouse, and your spouse's partner is you. The both of you have just one partner, so you are mutually monogamous. Because if one person is monogamous, that is, you have just your spouse, and your spouse is cheating or sleeping with other people, so they are polygamous, you are wasting your time being monogamous, because whatever they catch, you are also going to catch it most likely, right? So abstinence for single people, mutual monogamy for the married people, and then we can all have peace of mind in the country. Thank you.